Welcome to Soul Conversations with Z, Healing in the Raw, where we keep it raw, real, and unfiltered. I'm Zachyra Rodriguez, a trauma specialist and marriage psychotherapist, and this is a space where we dive deep into the messy, yet beautiful and often difficult parts of life. Here we challenge ourselves to face our fears and dig deeper into self-discovery. I'm no newbie. I've navigated many rocky roads and consider myself a recovered traumaholic. Life hasn't been easy, but I truly believe that everything happens for a cause greater than ourselves. Whether you're navigating with grief or grappling with trauma, healing from attachment injuries, or working on your marriage, we're here to unpack it all. No sugarcoating, just honest conversations about the struggles we face and the growth that comes from them. You matter, you were loved, even before your existence, and you're created to do great things. So grab a seat, my friend, take a long, deep breath, and let's get real together. So let's begin.
All right. Welcome to Soul Conversations with Z, Healing in the Raw. I'm Zachyra Rodriguez, and I'm so excited. I know I say this all the time, but today we have another special guest with us, and this is Rekishia McMillan. And she's going to bring so much insight that I am like jumping out of my seat. I had a brief conversation with you just a few minutes ago, and I was like, let's just save this for the podcast because there was just so much great information. So I want to start out by you just telling me a little bit about who are you? Who is this woman that's sitting in front of me, beautiful Rekishia? So tell us a little bit about who you are.
Oh, yes. Well, I am delighted to be with you today. And so, who am I? I'm a mom. I'm an honorably retired Air Force veteran,
Yes.
background in social work. I am an integrative medicine provider, helping women to increase energy, balance hormones, lose weight.
Yes.
I'm also a lover of Jesus Christ.
Yes. Woo-hoo
And
for Jesus.
I love any and all things related to health and wellness. So, whether it's hiking, being in the great outdoors, fixing healthy food, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I love so you also have a podcast.
I
Yes,
do.
and that's how, I loved one of the parts of your podcast, and it's called Integrative Medicine for Energy and Health. I got that
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, so one of the things that you always talk about is, like, grab your cup of tea, and I love that because I'm a tea lover, and
Mhm.
people forget about the tea lovers, right? They're always talking about the coffee
Yes.
lovers, and I'm like, "I don't" like, yesterday, someone asked me, "Do you want some coffee?" And in my mind, I'm like, "I have known you for so many years for you to be asking me, what happened to the tea?" So, yeah,
Yes.
so tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Yes, so integrative medicine for energy and health. So I've been podcasting for a number of years now, but
Yeah.
that show was birthed out of my own experience with having health challenges.
Yes.
And I said, the information that I'm learning, information that I'm gleaning, I want to be able to share it with other women.
Yes.
And so the show has been phenomenal in being able to connect women with providing with the support that they need. And
Mhm.
it's just basic information that women need to know to support our health in a time like this.
Yes. Yes, I love that. And I know that you said you're a social worker,
Yes.
right? So you
Mhm.
started out with the social worker. So we just recently did a podcast. And if you haven't heard it, well, we did it last month and it was for Social Work Month. And we
Mm.
were all talking about our different like trajectories in terms of what got us to where we are today. So it would
Mhm.
be only appropriate for me to ask you, Rakisia,
Yeah.
so the journey normally is that you become a social worker, then you
Yes.
become licensed, and then you start providing this great therapy, or if not, you may
Yeah.
end up going like the social work route.
Mhm.
So what happened? You left us kind of like up in the air. You went a whole different
Yes,
direction.
yes. The thing I love about our career field as social workers is
Yes.
that it is so diverse.
Yes.
We are needed in every space,
Yes.
almost in every organization. So, my dream was when I finished grad school, I thought that I wanted to move more into the therapy space. So I got a
Yes.
chance to complete my internships.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I was also going through my health challenges.
Mm.
And I was able to recover my health holistically, and I wanted to bring that into the social work space. But I felt that I would not be able to be my authentic
To bring
self
your all into
yeah,
okay,
into the
okay.
social work environment. And so I finished grad school, and after I finished grad school, that following summer, I pursued my education further in
Yes.
integrative medicine. And so I
Wow.
feel like having that social work background in integrative medicine has been like a perfect career marriage for me
Yes. I
because
love that
it's
union.
I love it because you're
Yes.
you're bringing the clinical aspect, but also the health coaching component in there and just combining the 2, and it's just a perfect fit for me.
Yeah, it became a perfect match. And it's
Mhm.
so true. Like with social, we could go into so many different directions,
Mm,
even like politically, like in so many different
yes.
avenues. And I never knew that. Right?
Yeah.
Because they don't
Yeah.
really tell you, like, all the different areas that we can branch out to, so I just
Yeah.
appreciate that, and that's one of the things that when you and I connected, I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." Yes, and for those that don't know, we'll share a little bit about it. I think you were having, like, a workshop, and then you had
I
reached out,
I
and I was like, "Who
did.
is this
I
lady?"
did because, I came actually, my goddaughter, she had come across your website, and I said, "Let me
Yes.
take a look at this," and I said, "Oh, she's a social worker too," and
Yeah.
I just loved everything that I saw about it. I said, "Hey, let me see if there's a collaboration
Yes.
possible," so I reached out, sent a letter to see if we could collaborate and do some things together because I believe what impacts us mentally
Yeah.
impacts us physically,
Yes.
it's all interconnected.
Mhm.
And so being able to connect with you that way and just
Yes.
our relationship is evolving and
Yes,
growing,
it's
so
so
it's been
great.
beautiful.
Yes, it's been great, and every time we connect, it's like, oh my gosh, so many different ideas and things. But
Yeah.
I want us to go back a little bit because you said something, as far as like with your own health. So can
Yeah.
you share a little bit about that? Because it sounds like it was a
Yeah.
bit personal for you.
Yeah, yeah, it was. And so, my health journey began when I was serving on active duty with the Air
Mm,
Force. And so
yes.
I'm actually a third generation veteran.
Wow.
My great grandfather served in World War II.
Okay.
My father served in Vietnam,
Okay.
and then I'm the 3rd generation. And
Wow.
so, being in the military in and of itself, high operations tempo
Mm,
environment, and so the stress of, training all of the time, deploying all of the time, different regions in the US began to take a toll on me. And
okay.
so I would go to my medical providers and, say, "Hey, I'm having these symptoms." They would do blood work. The blood work would come back. One of the doctors, I remember, they said, "Hey, your blood work looks like that of an athlete. There's nothing wrong with you."
Wow.
And they would give me another medication. Another
Even though it
doctor,
looked
even though
great.
it even though it looked great, they were still
Okay.
prescribing me medication.
Interesting.
Another doctor told me, "Hey, it's all in your head. I don't really think you're experiencing these," which was really
Hmm.
defeating because
Wow.
I knew what I was experiencing. And so it was really through a time like of prayer because it was a 7-year cycle of being over medicated, not getting answers, and
Wow.
I've learned over the years, just because the blood work comes back with markers that show that there's nothing wrong, that does not
Hmm.
address autoimmune disorders. It
Mhm.
doesn't address hormonal issues. And at the time, I didn't know I was entering into perimenopause.
Wow.
So I was going through hormonal changes in addition to experiencing high levels of stress, which
Mhm.
was really impacting me in a very significant way.
Yeah.
And the last, diagnosis that I received is I was diagnosed with fibroids.
Mm.
So my doctor said, "Hey, we're gonna have to check to see if the fibroids are cancerous or, non-cancerous," and thankfully, they came back benign,
Thank God,
but I
yes.
knew from that point I had to make a pivot, a change. So I
Mm.
really went down into a time of prayer and asked the Lord, I said, "I need answers." Shortly after that prayer, the Lord illuminated 7 keys to me in the Bible. 7 keys, and he said, "If you do these 7 things, you're gonna recover your health."
Oh my
And I
goodness.
followed those 7 keys and was able to recover my health holistically.
Wow. And how was that moment for you? Like, you're going to the doctors because I'm sure there's a lot of women out there, and
Mhm.
even men listening as far as I'm going to the doctors, the markers look great and they're telling me that, I'm just, I don't know, maybe you're stressed out because that's always like one
Mhm.
of the main, I guess,
Yeah.
explanations that they give you.
Mhm.
Like, what would we tell them,
Mhm.
in terms of Was there a specific doctor that you found that said, "Hey, Rekishia, let's try this," or was it through the
Mhm,
prayer that you
mhm,
were able to connect with those 7 components, or was it a
mhm,
combination of
mhm.
both?
Honestly, it was through the prayer because I was not getting the answers that I needed to
Mm,
receive. I felt like I was not being heard.
wow,
Even though the blood work was coming back normal, I knew that something was wrong.
wow, and you felt it in your
And I
body.
felt it in my body. There were some days it would take me 3 to 4 hours at a time just to get out of bed because I was so lethargic,
Oh my
not
gosh.
knowing that my cortisol levels were so thrown off, and it was
Mhm.
causing, stress and burden on my immune system. My ability to have the energy that I needed was significantly impacted, and I just didn't know that at the time. And so no one was really testing for that. And so it was really through a time of prayer that I really received the answers that I needed.
Wow. So
Mhm,
they're giving you all this medication
mhm,
and they're just
mhm,
saying, "Okay, hopefully
mhm.
this will just help you get out of bed."
Yes,
That's it.
yes,
But you're great. You're doing great.
it was no and at the time I was on active duty. So this was like really impacting
Of
my
course.
progress and my ability to function every day
Wow.
to really support the mission. And it was, I got to the point, I can't do this anymore. I
Mm.
literally
You were
cannot do
tired of
this.
being tired.
Tired of being tired,
Yes.
tired of being
Wow.
tired. And I tell you, when I begin to implement the strategies that I found biblically, it totally transformed my health. And I even wrote a book out of that
Wow.
experience.
Yes. Tell us the name of this book.
Yes. So the book's title is Rock Your World Naturally:
Ooh.
7 Divine Keys to Unlock Extraordinary Health.
Yes.
Because it was rooted in the fact that the rock and the foundation of my health was rooted and grounded in biblical strategy, and it just totally rocked my world in a natural
Yes.
way.
So yeah, so tell me about that moment, right? You're sitting there having this moment with our guy Jesus, and then all of
Yes.
a sudden you start getting all these downloads like bam, bam,
Yes.
bam, bam, bam. How was that for you?
It was I will never forget the morning that he gave me the title of the book,
Yes.
and he said, "The title of the book is in your name." And my name is
Mm.
Rekishia.
Yes.
And I said, "Rekishia," and the more that I said it, rock came out, and I'm like, "It's rock something."
Yes.
And
We're
from
rocking
there
something. Yes.
and from there, Rock Your World naturally evolved, but from that moment,
Wow.
I was filled with joy, I was filled with so much excitement because I knew that this was going to be a resource that could help so many other individuals with their
Wow.
health with those 7 divine keys that totally transform my
Oh my
lifestyle.
gosh. So give us like a one or two tips like of those if you can. We're not going to give
Yes.
away everything because we definitely want people to get
Yes.
your book and we'll definitely put it, in the notes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the things that is very important for individuals to know regarding their health is there's 4 different ways that toxins enter the body and
Mhm.
that affect our bloodstream.
Okay.
So the book is built on the premises that the life of all living creatures is in the blood
Yes.
based on Leviticus 17 and 11. When
Mhm.
we can get the blood environment as healthy as possible, then we can experience vibrant health, endless energy.
Wow.
So, what we inhale, what we drink, what
Mm.
we inject in our skin, and what we absorb through our skin, those are the 4 ways that toxins enter the bloodstream. So, the
Wow.
book is built around the foundation of what can we do to protect the health of the blood through those 7 different
Wow.
strategies.
I'm sitting here and I'm just like thinking about all the different things that I'm drinking and putting on my face. Oh my goodness.
Because we don't realize, and we had shared this a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
Sashi, that we are in a fight on every
Yes.
front to
Yes.
maintain our health.
Yes.
We are in a battle spiritually, we are in a battle physically, we are in a fight to maintain vibrant health.
Yeah.
And so this book will provide you with tools, it will
Mm.
provide you with resources to put on your health boxing gloves
Yes.
to really preserve and protect your health.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that because as you're talking, I'm thinking about all that great stuff that we love, right? All the
Mhm.
food that we love. I
Mhm.
mean, definitely coming from a Black Hispanic background,
Yes.
we just love the arroz and the rice. And listen, I
Mhm.
tell anybody who knows me, I tell them I have such a relationship with rice. That sounds insane, but I do. So when
It's
there were times that we had to fast, this is
yeah.
how bad the relationship is. I had to say goodbye to my relationship for a month. Yes. And but I've gotten better.
Yeah.
We still have a relationship. It's not as close as it used to be.
Yeah.
However, right, like we talk about, what we eat and all
Yeah.
that. And
Mhm.
I think sometimes it's very difficult for us,
Mhm.
especially women,
Yeah.
as you're getting older to try to figure out, like,
Yes.
okay, what are the good foods, the bad foods? And
Mhm.
sometimes you're doing
Mhm.
everything that you can
Right.
to eat what you feel that is,
Mhm.
nutritious, but
Mhm.
it's still not enough.
Mhm.
So talk to that woman that's out there and it's like, Rekishia, I hear you, girl.
Mhm.
And I'm eating healthy. I'm not even wearing makeup and I'm drinking only water. Like what could
Yeah.
be happening?
Yeah. Yeah, as I mentioned a little bit earlier about the blood being the foundational support with our health.
Yes.
We have 4 different blood types for a reason, right?
Yes.
Because many times women come to see me and they say, "Hey, I'm eating healthy. I'm eating," and they're showing me in everything they're doing all the right things.
Yes.
But many women don't realize that there are certain foods that you can eat that are super beneficial to your blood type,
Yes.
or they can be detrimental to your blood type.
Mm.
So for those that may not have heard about the work of Dr. Peter Diadamo, he's one
Yes.
of
I just
my
learned about that.
mentors. I mean, he is phenomenal. His father actually started the work.
Oh, okay.
Father passed away, and then Dr. Diadamo carried the work to a whole nother level.
Wow.
And he really goes deep into the blood types and really brings an understanding of why there are certain foods that will support the blood environment
Yeah.
or either it will negatively impact the blood environment.
Wow.
So I'll share an experience with one client that I work with that she is a blood type O. And blood
Okay.
type O, and I'm a blood type O as
It's
well.
universal.
Yes.
Yes.
So we can eat a combination of vegetables, fruits, all kind of meats and proteins, legumes. So there's a good combination. But she was mostly eating a vegetarian diet.
Okay.
She was getting sick all of the time, didn't have a lot of energy, repeat visits to the doctor. They didn't know what was going on with her. So I
Mm.
said, let's just implement some things slowly into your diet with the blood type and certain supplements too. And within a matter of 6 months, like, her health, like, totally
Wow.
changed. Like, the energy she needed was there. Um, some of the health conditions that she was facing no longer, were with her. And
Mm-hmm.
so I am a firm believer that one of the missing components, the link to healthier living, is rooted within the blood.
Within the blood.
Within the blood.
Wow. Oh my gosh, the
Mhm.
blood.
Yes.
Yes.
Within
Wow.
the blood.
Wow.
It's just been an impactful out of all the modalities. So when I went to integrative nutrition school, we learned
Mhm.
literally hundreds of modalities. Out of all of the modalities, that one right there has been the one that has proven to be the most effective
Yes.
because we are all different in our makeup. And we like to
Yes.
say there's a bio individuality, meaning what works for one person
Doesn't
may
work.
not work for another person. So we have to look at what is your blood type, even your ethnicity, your age. Are
Wow.
you perimenopause, postmenopause? What stage of life are you in? So we look at
Yeah.
all of those different factors, all of those different components to see how we can really help shift you into a better quality of healthier living.
Wow. My
Mhm.
goodness. I'm sitting here and I'm just learning. I'm learning so much from you. Yes. So that's one in terms of the blood. And tell us about the other one because we said only 2 tips, right? Only
Mhm,
2 of
mhm,
the
mhm.
7, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, and so the other tip would be sleep,
Mm.
Sashi.
Rekishia, we
Sleep,
were doing so good on this conversation, you
sleep.
know?
I cannot emphasize this
Oh
enough.
my
Sleep
gosh.
is medicine, and I dedicate a whole chapter in the book
I'm gonna have to grab
surrounding
that book.
sleep
Yes.
because one of the most alarming statistics,
Mhm.
66% of individuals that are diagnosed with Alzheimer's are women. The number one underlying factor, lack of sleep.
Oh, no, I'm gonna have to start going to
Lack
bed
of
early.
sleep, lack of sleep, and,
Really?
I remember growing up as a child, like,
Yes.
watching TV at night, 10 p.m., the American flag would come on,
Yes.
the
Yes.
national anthem,
And that's it. It's
everybody was in
bedtime.
bed, nobody was up. Then cable TV came
Yes.
into the picture
Yes.
24/7.
Yes.
Now you've
That's so
got
true.
people up 24 hours a day watching TV all hours of the night. We used to have, the regular 9 to 5. Now we have shift work.
Yes.
People are working night shifts. So the
Virtual work as
virtual
well.
work. So the culture changed regarding
Yes.
sleep.
Okay.
So the way that we were created, we have our circadian rhythm, which
Yes.
is a divine clock
Yes.
that we were created to rise with the sun and to
Mhm.
set with it.
Yes.
And so we've got to get our bodies back in sync with our circadian rhythm. And I
Okay, so you have to talk to me about how I'm getting my body back into the
yes.
circadian rhythm because your girl on this side of the couch, she is not
I'm s
following any of
I'm
that.
telling you, I'm gonna give you some tips. So
Okay, I'm
I
listening.
recently had a workshop with a group of women, and one young lady, she said, "Well, I have a different circadian rhythm." And I said, "We only have one. We were just created with one,
Yes, we're
but
not
we've
making
gotta
anything
get
up.
that back into balance."
Yes.
So, how can you get your circadian rhythm back into balance? So, many people don't realize that a lot of the artificial lighting that we have that is within our environment today is impacting the circadian rhythm.
Okay.
The artificial lighting, the LED lights.
Mhm.
The body responds and produces more melatonin in dark settings,
Mhm.
right? So when we're winding down for the night, really decreasing that screen time and scrolling before bed,
Yes.
because when you have the blue light coming into the
Right,
body,
right.
it is going to activate the body to help it to really stay awake. You're not going to be able to sleep.
Yes.
So, really creating a rhythm or a regimen of shutting down for the night, knowing that,
Mhm.
okay, at 8 o'clock, which that's my dream bedtime.
Wow.
I want to
What
get,
time do you go to bed?
I'm usually in bed between 9 and 10.
Wow,
9
okay.
and 10, and then my body, conditioned my body so much so that now I just wake up naturally. I don't wake up with an alarm clock. I have not
Okay.
done that for years now.
Okay, and what time do you wake up?
Between 5 and 6, usually
Okay.
between 5 and 6,
Okay, that's
sometimes
a good time.
4:30, 5 and
Mhm.
6, and my body, I know that I feel refreshed, I feel awakened, I've gotten my sleep out.
Mhm.
So I wake up between 5 and 6 in the
Wow.
morning, but I can't emphasize getting a sleep regimen enough.
Yeah.
That is so critical, especially for women,
Yes.
only because the mental health disorders such as the Alzheimer's, dementia
Oh,
is
yes.
all tied into sleep
Mhm.
because the body repairs, hormones
All the
reset,
cells
all of
regenerate.
that
Yes,
during
absolutely.
sleep. And
Yeah.
so it's something that we all have to be mindful of and
Yes.
fight to really uh, guard our sacred place of sleep and rest.
Yeah. So
Mhm,
what have you noticed now more with your own health as you
mhm,
have been
mhm,
continuing to navigate,
mhm.
into integrative health and just,
Yes.
what
Yes.
does that look like now?
Yes. So I am postmenopausal.
Okay.
So for about 2 years now, I've been postmenopausal. So
Okay.
for me, I have noticed many things. Like I can really start beginning to listen and gauge where my body is at. So I know like if my body's low in estrogen. I can
Mm.
tell by skin,
Your
if my
skin looks
skin
amazing, by the way. You walked in, I was like, "Oh, girl.
Oh, I've got a tip. I'm gonna share it with
Yes,
you.
we need that tip."
So for those who are going through either perimenopause,
Yes.
menopause, estrogen levels decrease for women. estrogen is so vital to our skin health. It is vital to even bladder control. Some women may experience incontinence, not
Mm.
knowing that that's related to the decrease in estrogen within the body,
Mhm.
not being able to sleep. And so, one of the most powerful foods that mimics estrogen is flaxseed. Flaxseed, when you put it under the microscope and you look at estrogen, the hormone, they're almost identical. So it's what we call a phytoestrogen, meaning it mimics estrogen.
Yes.
So every morning I will take 2 teaspoons, mix it in water, usually put my vitamin C in there, and I have like a flaxseed orange drink every morning.
Wow.
And that helps me to maintain my estrogen levels. So that has to do with my skin, hair, nails, all
Wow.
of that.
I'm normally, like, talkative. I'm just I'm just sitting here just trying to, like, absorb everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
A
goodness.
simple flaxseed. And flax
Wow.
is mentioned multiple times
It
throughout the
yes,
scriptures.
definitely. Oh,
It is
okay.
mentioned multiple times throughout the scripture. So it's what we call like a superfood, a power food.
Yes.
And so again, it can help to really mimic estrogen because we don't produce more of it,
Right, right.
but we can incorporate foods that mimic it to keep the body balanced.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
you're talking, I'm thinking about all these different, things. So last week, in full transparency, I met with my nutritionist and we were talking about, I'm like, I'm just like, this has been like the healthiest that I'm eating.
Mhm.
And I said, even with that, why am I not losing weight?
Mm.
Right. And she's saying to me, she was like, well, we don't want you to actually go back in terms of, because growing up, I had a very ugly relationship with food. I
Mm.
didn't even like to eat.
Oh,
To the
wow.
point, Rekishia, that I used to have to take pills in order to gain weight.
Mm.
Imagine now people are taking pills and injections to lose weight, right?
Right.
And when I tell you that for me, it was just like I did not like food. So when I saw like a
Mm.
lot of foods and all these different, types of food, for me, it was just like, oh. So we were
Mm.
talking about that as far as like what could we do? Because one of the things that she was saying, she said, I don't want you to go back to the point that you're just like becoming so obsessed with
Yeah.
the intake and stuff. So just
Mhm.
listening to you
Mhm.
in terms of like what's healthy. And it sounds like a lot of this has to do with education in terms of
Yeah.
us becoming educated with our
Mhm.
own, body
Absolutely.
types. Is that
Absolutely.
pretty much?
No, education is key because I always say that our
Mm-hmm.
bodies have a language. And
Mm-hmm.
when the body speaks, we listen to it.
Mm.
But we have to
So it's kind of like a love
learn.
language, our body.
Yes,
Okay.
it
Okay.
is. We have to learn the language because the
Okay.
body is always speaking. So whether you have an ache here, your body is saying
So my
something.
body is talking Chinese, Russian, everything. I'm just not listening. I'm not getting the language, Rakisia.
So if the skin is dry, your body's
Yes.
speaking, saying, I need
Okay.
something.
Some hydration.
Yes.
Okay.
So learning what the body is saying and then really knowing how to really
Mhm.
nurture the body with
Wow.
the nutrition or even it may be rest or
Mhm.
what it needs to really become grounded again.
Wow. Okay, people. So you hear what Rakis is saying. We need to listen to our bodies.
Listen to our bodies. And I
Yes.
just want to say, and that's big for women because sometimes we have the symptoms and ignore them and we
Yes.
just power through it. We keep
Yes.
working through it. We're going to
Mhm.
get to it, or either we're taking care of everyone and everything
Oh my
else,
goodness.
right?
Yes.
Because we
Pouring
are
out to others.
caregivers, we are nurturers. And
Yeah.
so, I'll get to it, but don't ignore the symptoms. Don't
Hmm.
ignore what your body is saying to you. Listen
Yeah.
to it. Listen.
So where should a person start if they're saying, I just feel off?
Mhm.
I'm getting these
Mhm.
other body
Yes.
aches. They're
Yeah.
speaking to me in a different
Mhm.
language. I don't know
Yes.
what to do.
Mhm.
What would you say to them?
Yeah. One of the first places that I always recommend that women start has to do with the blood work, but it's specific blood
Mm.
work.
So it's a different type of your regular blood work. Okay.
Correct, correct. So I always share with women every year, have your regular blood work
Yes.
taken, but in addition, you want to request a full hormone panel.
Okay.
And you also want to request vitamin D
Oh
testing.
yeah. That's
Gotta get
huge.
that
Even
done.
in the mental health. Yes.
Absolutely. So your D, hormone panel, and regular blood work.
Okay.
once you get that blood work done, then we can kind of move from there to see what areas need to be addressed. But the blood work is always the first place to start.
Okay.
Mhm,
So I'm guessing that when they do get the blood work, right, and they're
mhm,
going back to their physician and they're taking this blood work and the
mhm,
doctors are saying,
mhm,
"Hey, you look great," kind of like what happened to you, then what would
mhm.
be their next step?
Yeah. So I would say connect with someone who's either in functional medicine, integrative medicine, because many times in conventional medicine, I mean, I have had wonderful doctors, but
Yes.
sometimes they don't really address the root cause,
Oh my
right?
goodness,
Where
talk about it.
functional medicine, integrative medicine, we really address the root. We're going to find out, okay, why are you having this symptom?
Right.
Why are you experiencing this? Because we want to really bring health and healing to the
Absolutely.
body
Yes.
versus just treating a symptom.
Yes.
Mhm,
Okay. And is there a difference between like the functional medicine,
mhm, mhm.
and the integrative, or are they very similar?
They're very similar
Okay.
because we both and functional may integrate a little bit more conventional in there too, and also with
Okay.
integrative medicine, they are pretty much the same,
Okay.
pretty much the same.
Okay. So are you against any type of medication?
That is a great question. So I believe that medication does have its place because I
Okay.
think that there are times when some people may need to
Right.
have life-saving medications.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Um, do I think that we are living in an over-medicated
Oh
culture?
my goodness. We all do. Yes.
Absolutely. We are
Absolutely. Yes.
living in an over-medicated
Mhm.
culture. So, if I can help an individual to reduce medications or get off of medications, that is always a win when I
Yes.
can help a client to really get off of medications. I've helped one patient get off of as many as I think it was like 23 medications, Sashi.
23?
And when she came to me,
Oh
her
my
doctors were going to
goodness.
put her on 5 more.
Oh my goodness.
And it was mind-blowing because I'm like, "This is why you can't function," because when you have all of those
Yes,
different
you're over
medications
medicated.
in the
Absolutely.
body, you're gonna have so many, side effects from that,
Yeah.
and she was miserable.
Yeah, it's not even healthy anymore. If anything,
No,
it's like you're
no.
not even living your own authentic self because of the fact that you're just functioning on all these chemicals.
Mhm. That's what was going on with her,
Wow.
and, yeah, so she's in a much, much
Better place.
better place now. So, yeah, if
Yes.
I'm not anti-medication, however, if I can help a
Okay.
client and usually I work alongside of doctors
Okay,
too
that was my
because
next question. So that's okay, so
yes,
that's great. So
yes,
you guys are collaborating together.
yes, because
Okay.
even though I'm in integrative medicine, I
Yes.
do not move in that path of, you know, taking a client off of medication, but I work in,
Directly.
with the doctor
Okay.
to taper that medication down.
Wow, very similar to what we're doing in terms of like in the mental health field, as far
Mhm.
as like working directly like with the, doing collaborative care with,
Yes.
the psychiatrist or with the
Mhm.
PCP and being able to kind of, monitor medications that,
Yes.
let's try to do some interventions maybe prior to
Right.
getting the client on medication. So,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
So, as we're getting ready to wrap up, what does a healthy life look like for you? Like,
Mhm.
what should we be looking
Mm.
forward to?
Yeah. So a healthy life begins with understanding your body, I think,
Mm,
in your design. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is that I see so many women, Sasha, like leaving before their time.
mm,
Like they are leaving before their time, fulfilling purpose, fulfilling destiny, because we're not listening to the signs. We're not listening to the
mm,
symptoms of what's going on within the body and reaching out for help.
yes,
And I would say if you are experiencing symptoms and you're not feeling heard,
mm,
be an advocate and get to the point to where you can
yes,
find someone that is going to help you and
yes,
prayerfully consider who you are connecting with as well.
yeah,
Like prayerfully consider who you are connecting with to help you on your journey
yes.
into better health.
Wow.
Because vibrant health looks like having more energy. It
Mm-hmm.
looks like being in a place where you are not filled with anxiety or stress,
Yes.
having a balanced mindset, a balanced mood, being
Mm-hmm.
balanced spiritually, physically,
Yes.
emotionally,
Yes.
and really understanding the purpose of food.
Yes.
What is the purpose of food? Is what I'm putting in my body fueling me,
Yes.
giving me energy,
Mhm.
or is this depleting me, or is it
Yes.
really robbing me of vibrant health?
Yes.
And so it looks different for every woman, but those are kind of
Mhm.
like the foundational components of health.
Yeah, and it kind of sounds like even as you're talking, I'm thinking about like the mental health component, right? Because we also
Hmm.
operate from a holistic approach,
Oh,
right? Which is,
yeah.
it's not so much strictly the mental health portion or the emotional component, but it's like all these other areas that we bring in to the room when
Yes.
we're doing also like therapy. So
Hmm.
when we talk about that integrative and the holistic approach is more about like the spiritual, the physical, all these different things because they also affect. Right, so what it sounds
Absolutely.
like what you're saying is that you need to get your team together and
Hmm.
make sure that you have a very holistic team as well,
Oh,
along with, of
absolutely.
course, conventional medicine, just to
Right.
make sure that you are
Mm.
whole. Because I think that's
Absolutely.
what we're missing, right? How do we get to being our whole self if
Mhm.
we really are not allowing ourselves to even connect with all the different parts of us that we were
Absolutely.
meant to connect with?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because one of the things that comes to mind is First Thessalonians 5:23.
Yes.
And it says, I wish your whole body, soul, and spirit,
Yes.
right, be
Mhm.
made whole until the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So we've got to address all the components of who
Yes.
we
Not just
are.
leave one outside.
No,
Yes.
because if we're just addressing the health piece
Right.
physically, then we're neglecting the mental
Yes.
piece, we're neglecting the
Absolutely.
spiritual component. So when we can really get into a space where we're addressing all
Right.
three
Mhm.
and really bringing a level of health, that's
Yes.
that's the ultimate goal.
Yes. And I love how you actually, put all of this together. So what would you say to a woman who's in her early 20s and
Mhm.
she's just like, "Oh, I don't, I'm not that old or I don't need to
Mhm.
worry about that." What would you say to
Mhm.
them?
In your younger years, that is when you build the foundation for a healthier future.
Yes.
Because what you do with your eating, your physical activity, your
Yes.
sleep, your rest, those things are essential to how you show up in your latter years.
Yes.
And I say that because I met an 89-year-old woman
Yeah.
over this past week. And actually I talked to a 96-year-old
Oh,
yesterday.
okay.
And the one key that both of these women had is they said that it takes work to maintain health.
Yes.
So it starts in your earlier
Very early.
years. In your 20s, I would
Yes.
say be mindful about what you're eating, be
Yes.
mindful about your sleeping habits,
Yes.
be mindful about exercise, physical activity, the
Yes.
foundation that is going to help. It's kind of like building a house, right? If
Yes.
you don't
You
build
need
a
that
foundation
foundation.
right in the
Absolutely.
beginning, sooner
Mhm.
or later, the house is going to collapse and fall
Yes.
apart because you did not build a solid foundation.
Foundation.
But when
Yes.
we build that solid foundation in our
Yes.
earlier years, you can
Mhm.
experience vibrant health in your 80s, your 90s.
Yes.
People are living well into their, centurions these
Right,
days
right. Yes.
because they are doing the work in their earlier years.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. And just hearing you, talk about all these great things, like how can people find you?
Yes, you
You have
can.
all this great information. You got to tell us where we're going to look
You
for
can
you.
find me, so whether it's my book, if you just type in rockyourworldnaturally.com, you'll be able
Mhm.
to go to my website. That'll
Yes.
lead you to all of the other places, so
Okay.
rockyourworldnaturally.com.
Yes, and we have some information also, right? Some nice upcoming you have a workshop coming up, and
Yes, I
we're gonna be doing a workshop together, so why don't you
do.
just tell them a little bit about
Yes,
that?
I am so, so excited. It's going to be taking place on Mother's Day weekend, May the 9th, and it's going to be
Yes.
right here at Healing
Yes,
Grounds. We're
absolutely.
gonna
We're
be
excited.
Yes, we're gonna be doing a women's hormone workshop combined with a mental health piece and component in there. And so we're just excited to bring health and wellness into the community on May the 9th. And so
Yes.
exciting, exciting.
Yes, and we're gonna put all that information into the podcast notes. Yeah, so we're definitely looking forward to that. I wish that we had more time to continue with this conversation, Rekishia, because there's just so much information I know that and so much wealth, in terms of like your knowledge that
Mhm.
I'm sure we could sit here like the whole day and just go into so many different, components of it. But I definitely thank you for taking time out because I know you're a busy lady, for taking time out and just coming to sit with us for a little bit here at Soul Conversations with Z. So definitely I hope that we can actually see you again on the podcast and maybe you can bring some more wealthy information back to us. And that's pretty much it. What's one final thing that you would say to our audience today?
Yes, it has been my pleasure being with you today. And so, if there was one final thing that I could leave with those who are listening, is that you matter, your
Yes.
health matters. Don't neglect your health. We have one body, as the late Jim Rohn said, we have one body.
Yes.
This is the only place that we have to live while we're here on this earth. And we can take care of it and nurture it and give it what it needs to support our time here. So
Yes.
take care of your temple, take care of your
Yes, I
body.
love that. Take care of your temple. We're gonna close with that. Take care of your temple because you only get one temple. Yes, and what you put into that temple is just so, so important. So
Mhm.
thank you so much, Rekishia, for being part of today, and thank you to our audience that you guys have sat down with us and just listened to this conversation. We hope that you actually would join us in our next one. So until next time, Soul Conversations with Z, Healing in the Raw. Thank you so much.